and greetings unto you, beloved and holy friend. Thank you for joining me again. Uh, 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 uh. I'm trying to be a little bit irritating so that the topic that we want to talk about today hits real well. We're going to talk about irritation, getting irritated, being irritated, things that irritate us, and then how, if at all, we can stay loving regardless. I'm a little bit uncomfortable with the heat right now, so I might be glistening with sweat, but maybe that's just supposed to irritate me so that I can really practice today's lesson. Thank you, dear friend Shannon, Joy V, Brother Ryan is here too. You have to type the hello fast or other friends show up before you get it done. And then you have to restart your list. I'm action oriented. Well done. Check. That is the amazing upside. So many friends. Thank you for joining me. Tell me how the audio sounds right now. I played with more settings still. I rewatched yesterday's stream to see how the things I changed influence the audio quality, and I heard there was like a cutting out happening, which might be like a low pass filter. So let me know if this is more clear. Thank you, Shan, for the updates. I appreciate that, friend. Wouldn't want it any other way. Corey is here too. Thank you for joining us. It's nice having all of your friends. Sounds fine? Sounds good? Good. Irritation. I know, Joy Vive. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I think about the audio a lot. I do. I really do. Because it bothers me when it's bad. Right? So if it bothers me and I don't even watch at least not consistently watch my own stuff, then I can't even imagine what it must be like for you. Shannon, put some valor on here today. Maybe it'll take some bravery to be loving, even when we're irritated. So, what's the intention I want to write? Hmm. You know, I don't think I've ever written this as an intention, but just cool. Partially because I'm really hot right now, but also kind of attached to today's stream topic of getting irritated and staying loving, keeping our cool. I guess I can share a little bit of how today's stream topic came to mind. It was this genuine moment of almost like the cosmic giggling. I've been thinking about starting to create like more meditation-esque content where I'll like set the camera up and I'll meditate. I'll just sit there and then I'll open the microphones up and I'll put them in different places on the farm, pointing them towards the trees so that we can catch a bunch of bird sounds. And then after that, I plan on dubbing over them with like the actual guided meditation. And this morning, there was this cow that was just losing its mind. All right, imagine the equivalent of getting stabbed, but cow sounds over and over again. And I felt as I was sitting outside, like 5 a.m. in the morning, supposedly in the middle of nowhere, I should have this calm, this sense of tranquility. And then instead of having that, I noticed in me this rising irritation, right? How dare this cow make so much noise? Like I'm just thinking like of the human perspective, like if a person, literally 5 a.m. in the morning just starts screaming at the top of their lungs and not like ah and then stop, but like over and over again for like a solid few minutes just screaming. I was just like, bruh, can you stop? Can you stop doing that? And I saw all of these variations of me standing up, going towards the cows, screaming back at them. I saw a variation of me just leaving the meditation, saw a variation of me continuing to be irritated. And then I realized that there was still so much to be loved in my experience. Sure, this thing is irritating me, but also there's all of this potential, all of this opportunity for me to be loving in many other ways. And as soon as I like kind of realized I was doing it to myself, really, right? Even the cow sounds, I was the one hearing them, right? So technically, it's only me to blame, you know. Oh, don't want to hear cow sounds? Stop listening. Stop hearing. Turn off your ears. People with hearing implants, you know, as a step up on me. So yeah, and I felt very quaint because as soon as I accepted, as soon as I really and completely deeply accepted that this is just my reality right now, cows screaming, it went away. And it was at that point where I was like, ah, I think I understand, universe. So I'm here to share what the universe has shared with me. It's so nice having you here too, Maxine. I went with peace and calming again this morning. I feel that one is always going to be necessary. Now is not forever, Melty. I like that one. Now is not forever. Unless it is, right? Unless it is forever, which is also the other trip, that there is no thing outside of the now. So by extension, now is a forever. I'm adding a bunch of runes. I haven't done an Isa rune in a while. Got some runes. Got some powers. I love the smell of valor. Mad cow, pretty mad cow. Do you shoot them when they go mad? They usually don't go mad, unfortunately. Mad cow disease is usually like there's more to be worried about than just one cow if there's mad cow disease, right? Like underlying problem. I've had issues like that happen with upstairs neighbors who were extremely loud. Instead of losing my temper, I started saying, I'm so happy and grateful. My neighbors are quiet and respectful. And they stopped being quiet after they stopped being quiet after I did that. I'm guessing they started being quiet after I did that. That's what you meant to say. It's trippy, right, Maxine? It's like manifestation, but I don't know if I should call it in reverse. Is it manifestation in reverse? Manifestation with extra steps? It's almost like you're manifesting the irritation inside of yourself. Literally, just look up. No. I stop is a type of manifestation where when we hold on in an egoic way to this want for things to be differently, that is the suffering, right? And as soon as you let go of that, as soon as you free yourself from that expectation that things should be differently right now, then things change, right? Instead of you having to. Professor Goose, nice having you here, friend. I'm live on YouTube as well. I have microphones now, so like the audio quality should be much better on YouTube side. Pippi is having the time of her life in the background. You'll also be able to see more. Right? That's also like one of the other things that YouTube has going for it. Thank you nonetheless for joining me for Updating. I was about to ask, I'll see you there. Thank you, friend. Meltmore, same username. Is that a gabbity goobity goops I see saying ski bop bb plop phoebe fibani boo beepity skipity ski bow? I agree. I do agree, gabbity goo. I do. In fact, I don't only agree, but I would like to iterate and say skibabbity boopity, skibity boppity boopity, skibabbity, skibap. All right? Pippi is biting at flies, it seems, underneath me. Bean, you should take up the bagpipes. I don't know why that's so funny to me. Thank you, Corey, for sharing vibes. I was not blessed musically, Corey, but I started to tear up when I hear them. Watching Braveheart gets my eye every time. I mean, it's a pretty cool instrument. Louisiana, it's nice having you here too, dear friend. Thank you for gracing us with your presence. Okay, without further ado, let's start manifesting a marijuana cigarette. A marijuana cigarette. I think that's the first time I. Is it the first time I've called it that? Maybe it just feels odd right now. Pippi, what's happening? The flies are landing on her and she's not having it. Another thing, talk about irritation. Right. I've noticed, especially in myself, how I don't know if it's a time of my life thing, right? At this time of my life, or if it's a maturing type of thing, but I don't care too much about the flies landing on me anymore. Right? If they land on my face, I'm not gonna be okay with it. But if they land on my legs or arms these days, I'm just like, oh, fine though, fine, bro. You wanna sit on me? Help yourself. Cool and present. Keeping our cool in this present. Nice. Well said, my friend. Gobbledygoo. I don't even know what I said, dude. Maybe you just listened though. How about that though? That's what I believe. Beats the bagpipes hit different, some deep and primal thing for me. I feel like it's the fact that it's almost like a voice, right? In the same way we push air through our vocal cords and make sounds with it, you also push air through the bag and then you make sounds of that as well. It just gets this overwhelming feeling on my chest and it makes me feel connected. Have you played the bagpipes, Brother Corey? Like we have some wind going on today. Fortunately, we got better audio quality. I don't know why, but the amount of giddy joy that these microphones bring me on a daily level, it's a little bit concerning actually, because it used to be another one of those things that would irritate me, right? I would get so irritated thinking to myself, oh no, the friends on the other side is having wind sounds, and it would be this experience of me hearing it through your ears, and I would get so viscerally irritated. Sometimes your friends would literally skibabble, skibopty boop, disappear from the stream because it was too much. I'm thinking about Gateway Process one day where she was like, nah, fam. I tried. I really did. Oh, I tried listening in, but the wind sounds is just too atrocious. And now I can, not only do I not get irritated about the wind anymore, now I revel in it. I'm like, yeah, yeah, get some wind. I'm noticing how even though things are the same conceptually, we are changing, growing alongside this space that we're creating right now. Maybe in another life, Melt, but I don't think my family would have put up with me playing the bagpipes. I'm just imagining little Fruit Cup being like, Dad, stop. Please, Dad, please, please have some mercy. I'm trying to sleep, oh. Fruit Cup learns how to speak, months earlier than she's supposed to, so she can tell her dad to stop playing the bagpipes. However, if I hear most country or jazz, it incites violence within me. Country music. You know what's my favorite country song? Maxine. I see Maxine's eyebrow going up. What are you gonna say? Oh, are you gonna actually talk about your favorite country? No. My favorite country song is Bo Burnham's like parody of a country song. Professor Goo, there he is. Look at that beautiful beam of light and love. Love you, brother. Look at this, dude. Maybe I should share this instead. Is this a better perspective? I feel it is actually. Those mountains look pretty foggy, wet. Those mountains are wet, yo. They were like covered in clouds this morning. It depends on the country music. Most of it is. Mm. I actually spent some time reading your comments, right? Like watching the dancing stream from yesterday. Brother Corey, I just have to, iterate again because I kind of missed it yesterday. The amount of love, dude, I felt retroactively reading that you and, the beloved little one were dancing together. I melted, dude, completely. Love you. And like Duck Dad was the one who re-inspired that fractal in me. It's nice having you here too, Brother Bear. Love to you. Difficult to be around, but a few good songs. Johnny Cash is still fire. I believe there will be exceptions, right? There will always be exceptions, but it's more like the joke of what country music is. That's the thing that gets to us probably. Bo Burnham is very much aware of that stuff. Oh goodness. I'm tripping out singing the song to myself in my head. I don't know if it's offensive. It feels kind of offensive. I don't know why. Dude, my daughter is obsessed with having a dog named Fruit Cup now. It is a cute name, right? Fruit Cup. Why not? Why not Little Fruit Cup? How old is your daughter, actually, Duck Dad? How old is your kids? Like I know you've shared you have a bunch of little ones, but I actually haven't asked how old they are. I don't know if that's important information. I don't know if it's inappropriate information. Is it inappropriate to ask people how old their kids are? Freaking social norms. It's appropriate to ask like a woman how old she is, right? At what point? At what point does it stop being okay to ask a woman how old she is? Does it irritate them? To attach it to today's stream topic. Why does it irritate them? Hey, Mao Mr. Hoopty. 41. It's nice having you here, dude. I got rid of the vampire blood hangover by drinking water. Good. Drink some water, friends. I promise you, your body's gonna be like, good job. Good job. Thank you. For some reason, I've been having a hard time drinking as much water as I would like to, right? And I don't know why that is, honestly. I'm kind of curious about it. Why am I less thirsty? I feel like I'm less thirsty because of how wet it is here, weirdly enough. Like the air is wet. Like I feel kind of clammy most days these days. Like this is not a vibe. But I'm like, yeah, dude, sure, you're feeling this way. You might get irritated. But at the same time, there is more water in this area than there's been in the last 10 years right now. So how about you be grateful instead of uncomfortable, irritated? Look at that. We manifested something. To me, Johnny doesn't feel or sound like Luke country for me. I feel like he made his own sound, like how they try to group Deftones into alternative rock. I feel originality and style is important to us as humanity. Thank you, Joy V, for sending Maula some love. My one and only daughter is 3.5, not inappropriate, 3.5 years old. Why did I feel like you had more than one? Maybe it's because you have a bunch of pets that also have you as a dad. I do not have a mess of kids, one and done, lol. One and done, huh? No more? You see, now we're gonna get again. Oh, I don't know how to social norms. So I want to ask, why only one? Was it a decision you came to unanimously with your beloved? Was it something that you decided on after having a kid? Like, there's so many questions that I would like to ask, but all of them feel very personal and sensitive in some ways. So I'm just gonna thank you for being here with me. Thank you for sharing some love, friend. That's true beans, and I guess country is like every other genre of so many subgenres. Like how many kinds of metal can you name? Yeah, exactly. Like where's Lane right now? Lane would be able to like hoy different metal types. My old boss called Slayer dad butt rock. Slayer is dad butt rock. Like, weirdly enough, Slayer in my mind is like mass psychosis. I don't know why. Like, I think it's probably because of the extremes that you see of people like cutting into their foreheads Slayer. Like, maybe that's why I'm thinking psychosis. Miss Molly is here too. It's been such long since seeing your name. I know that you tune in and lurk, but it's nice having you here, friend. Sending you love. Thank you for the dance. Love too. It was for you after all, Miss Molly. It's a thank you to you, friend. Dude, my mental health can handle more than one. There we go. She's been the absolute hardest thing we have ever done. We are both neurodiverse, sensory overload, and having a child is insanely tough on us. Yo, Doc Dad. Now you're speaking to probably not only my soul, but all of our souls. That's why I feel I need like another decade, an actual decade before I'll be ready for kids, dude. Cool presence. You're doing amazing, Doc Dad. Yes, you are, dude. Thank you for echoing that, Gobbledygoo. You are doing great, Doc Dad. You are showing up in love. You're caring. You're protective. And you're mindful. In my mind, you're cool. You're pretty cool, dude. Having a cool dad must be pretty nice. I like my new lighter. It's pretty wind resistant. The ass kicking commences. Oh, cool presence. I'm gonna put it down. Skip, skip, baba, skip, boop. Okay. I can be a great dad to one, but not more than one. We have no help from any family other than my mother, so I'm just learning our strength. I'm 37, probably still wasn't ready, lol. It's crazy you say that, dude, because I'm saying a decade from now, then I'll be 34. So it's around the same time that you got your little one. It's hilarious. I don't know if it's that hilarious. It's more concerning, but hilarious concerning that you're like, yeah, bro, I'm 37. I'm still not sure if I was ready for it. Yeah, I'm happy that I'm aware enough, right? Christian, you friends know very well, has had this obsession with having kids and having a wife. And partly his obsession came from the whole social norms thing, where it was expected of him to have children. Right? It's like a whole thing. Like he specifically shared with me that a part of him believes that if he doesn't get to procreate, he's a failure as a man, as a human. And I try to understand that. I guess I do on an evolutionary level, on a biological level. I guess I do understand it. But I'm also kind of fascinated by the fact that we have evolved beyond just the need to survive, right? As a species, as an actual species, to the point where we've reached the capacity to exterminate ourselves, right? How irritating is that? We build actual weapons of mass destruction. That's what we call them. Weapons of mass destruction. That we've built enough nukes to kill everything multiple times over. And we can see that as something irritating, or we can just see it as like an infant species learning how to use very crazy tools. And that those nukes that we have right now could one day serve to redirect an asteroid impact, right? We might be getting Don't Look Up. And then instead of, I don't want to spoil the movie, so I'll just say we could save ourselves. It's possible. It is actually possible. It's irritating that we aren't saving ourselves as a collective humanity, but I also feel it is temporary, right? The internet is growing with us. We are growing with the internet. We've come to a point where this is how we use it right now, right? At least partly. We're using it to connect with friends. We're using it to connect with loved ones. We're using it to explore ideas. Talk about something as simple as being irritated. Do you think a computer, an AI, would be able to get irritated? I'm trying to imagine it having a conversation with me and trying to explain a very complicated topic to me and getting irritated, being like, bruh, why are you so stupid though? I'm like, I don't know. I came this way. Oh, I came this way out the box. Oh, already stupid. What can I do? Oh, please teach me more. Help me. Show me the ropes. Hopefully, this hyper intelligent AI will be able to stay lovingly, even in the midst of irritation. And I feel it does start with us. We're seeing it. We're seeing it. Like the amount of irritation. Just think about like something like a piece of content, right? Disturbing your mind. You see it and then it like creates this like I today unfollowed r slash there was an attempt. R slash there was an attempt got wrecked because it has content that creates irritation in me. And I'm like, no, stop it. I'm not going to expose myself to that because there's a lot to be irritated about. So much. And today I really realized it because I specifically make sure not to use my cell phone during my meditation sessions, right? Something that can be infinitely distracting and potentially irritating. And then without anything, with bird sounds and nature, a cow starts making sounds and boom, peace of mind gone. So gone. Just if only things were different. If only that cow was shutting up right now. If only. So yeah, I feel it's a reminder that we have to give ourselves to stay loving regardless of our irritations, but also it's something we get good at. And I really noticed that today as well. Like we get better and better at it the more we do it. The more you can show up irritated, right? And I had a dream like this as well. I can't remember the full context of it, but I was doing something, struggling, had my mom try to help me by telling me how I'm supposed to be doing it. And I was mean to her, being like, no, no, man, I don't need your help in this dream space. And I felt bad instantaneously. And I told my mom, I'm sorry, I'm just irritated. And I thought to myself, waking up, is that an excuse? Is that a valid excuse? All right. Why? Why, even if I'm irritated, can't I always stay loving? Like, what is it that happens? What is it that goes on inside of my heart to snap instead of stay lovingly? And especially with something like getting irritated. Like, we're gonna get irritated a lot, all right? There's a lot of things to be irritated by. Our pets. I'm just thinking about our pets, beings that bring us so much love, all right? So much, good experience can at the same time be a massive source of irritation, right? Maybe your dogs are frantically barking at nothing. And you're like, bruh, stop doing that. And yet, 99.99% of the rest of the experience, when they're not doing that, there can be loving, right? Experiences shared lovingly. I hope this, I don't know if it's a problem necessarily, but this concept that I'm trying to share with you friends is resonating with you too. Can you share with me? How can we stay even more loving in the face of irritation? What do you think? Right? What is the secret, the remedy? Y'all be good parents as tribute for me. I vow to be forever childless. Gobbity-goo. I don't like words like forever. Oh, and I'm saying that knowing full well that I've committed to doing this forever, right? So I feel like I'm a little bit of a hypocrite at the same time. But we don't know what our future self needs or wants, right? I'm just, maybe this version of you is committing to staying childless forever. Benjay and Malik and Lena and Char, if any of your friends are still here, I love you. Thank you for joining me. Hi, Gov, Tiger, thank you for the love, Miss Molly. I'm really glad you think I'm cool. She told me I sucked yesterday. Oh, a 3.5-year-old being has seen 3.5 years of life. You've seen 10x her experience, right? And then probably more because of your contextualized understanding of the experiences you're having. And then she's like, yeah, oh, you suck. What do you mean I suck? Oh, I raised you. I've been feeding you. I'm still feeding you. I don't suck. I'm a great guy. Oh, I'm great. I'm so great. I feel that completely. Oh, Doc Dad, you don't suck. Oh, at least I don't believe you suck. It seems more people are waiting until later to have kids. I think wisely so. Corey, happy day 53735. Thank you for joining me. It's nice having you here as well, Lolo. All I ever actually wanted was a loving wife and kids. It wasn't until I made up my mind about the kind of person that Peach appeared. We were 23, 24 when we met, and things have only gotten better. Ah, yo, I feel like I want to read that message again and just sit with it for a day. That it's gonna be okay. That the person that I am supposed to be with, to say it in so many words, is out there probably working on herself as well. And we will build ourselves up until the point we get our heads above the clouds and we'll spot each other. Be like, whoa, what are you doing up in the clouds? Oh, I'm just taking a gander, you know. Yeah, me too. Want to take a gander with me? Yeah. Sick. Sits heads in the clouds, being like, wow, look at them stars. Look at them sunsets. Look at them verbs. I don't have to irritate myself knowing that I'm probably going to be single for like another decade as well. How are you all doing? What's on the mind today? Staying loving, even when we irritate ourselves. So also, right? Because technically it always is you irritating yourself. Because you hear something and then you're like, anime, anime. And when you see something and you're like, anime, anime. And when someone does something, you're like, anime. And how dare this person be so inconsiderate? And anime, and this person is like completely oblivious, you know, not having even a single thought about this trip you're going through. And then you can lose your mind at them. Be like, what? And then they're like eating chips on the couch or something, right? Crumbs falling in between the seats, and that's the thing that's irritating you. And they're like, what's wrong? What's wrong right now? Communicate lovingly. Lovingly. You can still communicate lovingly, even if you're irritated. It is harder though. Living the dream, Corey. There we go. I didn't realize there we are past 2 years of consecutive daily streams. Yeah, did y'all celebrate on 7:30? 7:30. I mean, I technically didn't celebrate. I was like, here we are again. Like the thing for me is, right, and that's something I want to continue making very clear. I don't think I'm doing something hard, right? It's kind of weird. I'm just doing something today, right? And sometimes it's harder to do something today than it is on other days. But you always do something every day, right? Without fail. Even if you laid in bed, you did that. Huh? You actually did that. And that's okay. You created an experience worth having. And I just started tripping out that I wasn't allowing myself the experiences that I believe I was worth having, right? And communication, this community that we've built, is something I believed myself worthy of. And all drops. The Wi-Fi was like, "Oh yeah, think you're worthy." So yeah, thank you. So like, oh, that being said, I sure I've done it for 735 days, but technically I'm only doing it today. It's only today that I'm doing it, and I'll do it again tomorrow, but it will be the same today. Ah, showing up for something lovingly, even when irritated sometimes, right? And I don't feel I was irritated today. I think I was actually pretty at peace. Yeah, one other moment of irritation, one other moment, but then the rest of it was at peace. And I feel what we're doing here is in a way like a dance, like another word that I like using, a conscious evolution, a showing up for something beyond ourselves, right? Love. Like, sure, there is self-love, but the amount of love you can have for a flower or your pet or watching a sunrise or seeing a child, your child even, take its first steps, like that is a trip. And in a way, separation helps to really contextualize and endure through everything for that love. And now we're realizing that we're really enduring this experience, that love isn't always supposed to be just sunshine and rainbows. Love is supposed to show you how much you can endure. And every day is going to expect you to endure something. It's going to be met with your own irritations, and you're going to have to endure those out of love. And that's what we're showing up for. Like the endurance of love, right? Like I've tried to be endurance with everything else, with my fitness journey to reach some sort of level of aesthetic, nature. I've tried to show up for that, right? As the thing I'm showing up for. And it didn't last, wasn't powerful enough, couldn't keep me. I've tried to show up for money, all right? Sales. You can make good cash, especially in the industry I was working in sales, because we were selling high ticket items that we could get up to 20% commissions on. So making like $2,000, $5,000 per sale if you're good at it. And I wasn't. Like I couldn't sell my soul hard enough to actually be properly good at it. But I could get good, all right? It's just practice as everything else is. Then I try to be, I don't know if I was really committed to being a teacher, but I tried to be a teacher. A teacher from the perspective of teaching kids how to speak English. And weirdly enough, I was getting paid even better, right? At least on a base salary level for the second job. And I was living a very comfortable life. I never had to do any work technically, right? I had to speak English. I had to correct kids on their grammar. I had to draw little pictures for them as rewards for them participating. Sometimes I had to make cards, but the rest of the experience I could, if I wanted to, live a life of zero irritation, right? I could, like the craziest thing to me about our society right now is that you can have comatose, move your finger, right, on a little black box, and then at your door shows up food. And like we have in South Africa, but China has had that for a while and they have it good. Like the delivery dudes come up to the 4th story apartment building that you're in. I ate probably 70% of my meals in China in a robe because I didn't have to leave my apartment. And I was like, oh, hell nah. All of that out there? Nah. I'm going to stay right here, order in every single day. And it was comfortable, I guess, but it was not what I believe I deserved. I didn't want to be comfortable. I wanted to do something hard. And I spent 2 months after coming back from China thinking, what the hell am I supposed to do? Well, how do you start doing something? How are you supposed to know that what you do is right? And I streamed to Arpan preparing for a festival, the first festival I went to coming back into South Africa. And I've been to only another one since then, right? I've been to 2 festivals since being back in SA. And we started doing this. That Arpan stream preparing for the festival showed me what I was missing when it comes to the way I was using the internet. All of my experiences might have been in, like, I don't know, maybe infatuation can be a good word, but I'm gonna take a tick off of Pippi. More, maybe just inspiration, right? Inspiration with like what was possible in the content creation sphere. And then technology, fascination of technology, maybe some memes, maybe some gaming content. But there wasn't any personal substance to what it is I was trying to experience, if that makes any sense. And you friends came into my life, showed me what we could be experiencing. And it's love. It's actual love. You friends have shown me love in ways that I cannot articulate. Like, think about that. The amount of love you friends have shown me, the amount of truth in love that has been in this space for the last 735 days is I'm incapable of verbalizing it to people. So I don't. I don't talk about it at all. I'm like, yeah, I do this thing sometimes. And then like, oh yeah, why? And then I start telling them about you friends. And even if I spent the entirety of my life talking about one person and the love that they've shown me and the way that they've grown with me, I wouldn't be able to articulate it through a lifetime, right? Like each of you are an infinity, an actual infinity, and we're choosing to spend that infinity with each other, that now, right? That if you want to know how long an eternity is, you just experienced it. Char, Kiri, what would you call the color behind you? Green, probably. Can I ask you, that was a P? You pretend to hear me. I'm hearing you now, Char. Sorry for missing you, friend. That we didn't. Everybody, every day is a celebration, God. There we go. Yes, exactly. Showing up in love, because every day really is a celebration. I'm like, oh, I get to show up in love again. Fantastic. Wow! Start screaming at the top of the mountains. So I can understand where Christian is coming from. Almost like won't begin until you find that person. Life won't begin until you find that person. Everything you're doing is preparing to be ready for that moment. And I get that too, but I guess I'm irritated by the idea that I'm not living the fullness of my life because I don't have a partner right now. Right? And maybe it's egoical for me to want to believe that this experience is just as worthy as one with a partner would be. But I'm gonna choose to experience this one lovingly, ceaselessly. I'm still trying to figure myself out. Being human is so strange. Gets stranger. That's the thing that's really strange, is that being human gets stranger. I could reiterate even the strongest. I could irritate even the strongest AI tiger. I feel that I'm 37 years old kid. I feel like a 37-year-old kid trying to figure out how I'm going to teach a child when I don't understand myself. Yeah, sounds about right. Doing all right today, low, spending a lot of time reading and studying. I'm loving it. Where are you, friend? How are you, friend? Thank you, Shan. Yeah, Shan is actually studying for her last and final course, to become a fully licensed, unlicensed, certified a practitioner of medicine, at least mother medicine, I'd like to call it. Mother Nature's medicine through the medium of a mother that is Shannon. The great thing about the amount of angst out there is that you can straight up pick and choose your battles. How about that, Mariah? There's so much going on that whatever it is you're having as a going on, I wanna say is free, right? People are dealing with their own shiznit so much that you are free to deal with yours. Infinitely so. Like, so much room. Being human is so weird indeed. Yes. How about this human experience we're having? Looks over at friends. That's definitely been tough times along the way, and we've had our troubles. But taking things through with love, talking things through with love and openness has been the biggest difference. Doing that with your kid, please continue to. Just reflect on all of my experiences. I rarely log into Reddit anymore. It was starting to irritate me. You see, I'm starting to notice the same. Same, like Joy Vive as well. Look at that, doing fine. Mental health has been ebbing and flowing over the last 2 weeks. Anything in particular irritating you? What is it? Is it an irritation? An irritation can even be your ego. You're fat. You don't look the way you used to. Can you stop? Irritation, right? And being able to listen to this lovingly, like it's a song, like it's the wind blowing through the trees' leaves. Gives you a sense of freedom. Are you streaming in a different platform? I am. You study holistic medicine then, correct. Shannon does. So you're 37, I'm 37. I'm so 37 right now. I study holistic medicine, it's true. Thank you for letting him know. I am working on getting another dog, was accepted to get a helper dog, but it will cost over 25,000 US dollars. So I'm looking into another way. I am looking forward to you having a robot. A little spot. I think you can buy a spot robot for like $25,000. Can't you? I think you can. Unironically, buy yourself a robot that can do most of the things. At least eventually. The age we live in. Goodness. And you don't have to feed it. You can just charge it. And sure, it's not going to be a dog. But if you already have a dog and you have to pay $25,000 to get another dog, I think the combo of one normal dog and one robo dog kind of works in my mind. You're just walking your dogs. One of them is a robo dog. And they love each other, right? They play and they chase each other around the yard. Robo dog. Robo dog and normal dog. Sounds like a TV show in the future. We'll make it. Oh goodness, thank you for the inspiration, Miss Mouse. I love you. I'm sorry that this is something you have to even, go through. Like it doesn't even make conceptually sense to me. Yeah, $25,000 for this dog. Oh, why? Because we spend some time with it. It's like, don't people like that? Yeah, but we say so. Uh-huh. And those people probably have to eat as well, right? Yeah, because that's how we set it up. Yeah, that makes no sense. As irritating actually, now that I think about it. Why is it like this? Well, it's been like this. Yeah, I know it's been like this, but why is it like this? Yeah, because it's been like this for so long. But why don't we change it? Because it's like that. What do you what do you mean it's like, yeah, $80,000 for life-saving surgery. Now you're in debt. Congratulations. Why? Because that's the way it is. Man, a lot of things to be irritated by. Maybe a different day. I took the screenshot to remember the signs. Thank you for the love, friend. My plan. I have to wake up the duckling and get ready for a really important meeting about growing my plant nursery to sustainable skills. My mantra is going to melt more things. Is going to be melt more things. I'm cool. Yes, melt more things, please. Right? And that concept, melt more, is growing in my mind every single day. What was the concept I attached to it today? I actually had another one. Hmm, it's escaping me. The one coming to my mind right now is just surrender. Melt more. Ultimately, the fact that you can melt things, specifically the word melt, right? For me, in my mind at least, it means that you can take something, a concept, uh, in our world, a metal, melt it and recast it into something else. An idea can be twisted and turned, shaped and formed into a beautiful work of art, something that can be seen. And we can do ceaseless more of that. Boom. New fractal unlocked about what Meltmore is supposed to mean. Thank you, Doug Dad. You're probably not here anymore. Sending you love, friend. Good luck with the day. Could always look at it like at least I'm alive enough to even feel the irritation about something. Exactly. Like that's, I feel like all like base understanding for this space. The fact that we get to experience something instead of nothing can only arise if love is true, right? You wouldn't be here. You wouldn't want to be here if love wasn't true. Think about it, right? Because you are infinite. You have infinite choice. You can, and this is the least ever I want to emphasize that I'm not suggesting it. You can actually kill yourself. That's something we're capable of doing. That's how powerful we are. And yet we continue to live. Why, if not for love, we're alive? Show up for that in a way where it's undeniable, absolutely undeniable. So, sciatica pain? Wonderful. How about that? How about that, Shan? That's pretty trippy, actually. Thank you for asking. You are the boss of me. You are infinity. You know, actual in the intersection. Think about that. You can, if you can do this and see your hands move, you are matter, space, all right? And the thing you're moving through is time. Otherwise, they would just be a static image of me, all right? You can move through time as space. You are the intersection point, your eye, all right? opening a field of vision. You can close your eyes. There's a whole thing at the back of your head as well. The intersection point of infinity. You can be anywhere. Anywhere. You chose to be here for love. And we forget over and over and over again. So I have to keep reminding myself like a child that love is true. Oh, yeah, all of this irritation, but love is true. If you didn't have the experience of love right now, this thing that's irritating you, you could just drop out of existence. And then suddenly that irritation would be gone with it. And yet here you are, showing up, actively showing up, consciously showing up. That's some power. That is some crazy power. And we forget because we chose to. We chose to. It's easier to forget than be fully responsible. There's some cool experiences that can be had when you consider yourself separate, right? And if there is infinity, there is everything within that infinity, right? Actually, everything. Oh, I just want to spend a moment with that. I'm happy to be a part of this infinity with you, friends. Grateful. Did it just start? I don't know where. I'm on the X-ray text, starting to find nearly everything that bothers me. Showed up probably 2 years ago. We're talking about irritations today. And I can't even imagine how bad it must be if you have actual ceaseless pain because of your spine. Yeah, it's been a little rough for our space. Helps bring me back down to earth. We love you. Lolo, I hope it feels better soon, friend. It's been an interesting time, Lolo. I hope you're taking care of yourself, friend. This too shall pass comes to mind. This too shall pass. And it's a little bit defeating, but it is the infinity symbol. If you're having the time of your life right now, and this too shall pass. You're having the worst time of your life right now. This too shall pass. And you will come back. You will melt into that experience ceaselessly, and you will just become more. You can melt more and more and more and more. There is no stopping you. There's only empowering you, right? Because you cannot be stopped. You are the unstoppable consciousness, ceaseless awareness, presence, cool. Right? It's pretty cool to experience something. And the stuff we experience is pretty visceral, pretty crisp, right? I can reach down and break a piece of grass off. Tastes like grass. Right? That is insane. That is crazy. That is love you, water. I love you so much. Thank you for bearing with me. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Natalie is here too. It's nice having you, friend. So much love is being shared right now. Cable, even. I admit, chronic pain, doctors, nurses, needles, surgeries are irritating me. Oh, in the winter, it's so gloomy outside. I hope this fractal took you where it took me, dear friend. We're gonna be okay. It's pretty cool. No, you, dude. The entire game is insane. Laughing tiger, roar. I'm present again. I know that none of the experiences you friends shared in messages is lost because I don't have FOMO anymore. FOMO got broken yesterday. I didn't even realize up until this very moment the reason I trip out so much about missing a single comment is because of FOMO, right? FOMO for both of us. FOMO for both of us. And we can't miss out because other friends did read your message. Other friends did experience the conscious reality you try to create with your fractal. Tripping out here. What's happening to me? I need to breathe. I need to put my feet in the grass. Yeah, that's kind of, that works. Shanna, thank you for the love. Let's see. We'll pull a card. Also, I asked a friend to x-ray my back. My spine was like very bent. Maybe some scoliosis as well, dear friend. I don't have anything that I could say that's going to make it better, but I do believe you're powerful enough to see this through. At least powerful enough to have seen it through for this long, right? We can agree on that. And then ultimately, the last thing that I would like to say, that if you could have seen it through for this long and you can continue to, humanity will catch up to you, right? In a good way. Like technology will progress to the point where maybe we could alleviate some of the pain. We love you, dear friend. We as the collective humanity are working to take care of you. We just forget. Azul, is that cheating? Indigo? Azul, violet, vibior, green, yellow, red, blue. Okay, yo, I don't think we've ever had this many predictions. Let's see. Skabam, this one. Oh, this card. This card trips me out every single time I pull it. And it's probably going to trip you friends out again as well. Night into day. Them spirit animals, hawks, during the daylight, the owl, during the night. This beautiful fire flower in the middle of it. Thank you for inviting some friends. Anubis, it's nice having you here again. GD Hawks and Owl. GD Hawks and Owl. I win. You win, Susanna. Susanna is the most clairvoyant, is the coolest. She did it, right? I would encourage us to continue practicing, right? Technically, there's only like 7 primary colors. So you have like 1 in 7 chance to actually get it right. And the more we do that, the more we practice the part of our brain that is like future projecting. Is like, what am I feeling for this card? And I honestly believe that that future projecting is also creating the card we inevitably pull, right? It's like the stuff that's happening in my mind. We all share the same divine mind. Oh, goodness, please. There's black too. Oh, yes. I mean, night is mostly black. This is just like some nice darkish blues as a contrast for now. Man, you haven't seen Roy G. Biv in a min. How he doing? I'm curious as well. I don't know what that color even means, dude. Vib, Viguer. Vibguer? I don't even know how to say the word. Oh, never mind what color it is. Roy G. RGB? Roy GB is red, orange, yellow. Oh, yeah, you see, Miss Molly was just being coy. RGB, all at the same time. I have not seen a chiropractor. I think they would try and make me do surgery right away. You feel that would help? Getting surgery? I feel if you can manage the pain, doesn't necessarily mean you should continue avoiding a doctor's visit. Right? And I'm not a medical professional. I am encouraging you to see one. I know nothing. I'm some dude sitting on the grass right now. That's my qualifications. And some dude sits on grass. Is that it? Yeah, that's pretty much what he does. What? He makes art sometimes. Okay. I can get behind that. I hope you feel better soon, friend. I have not seen chiropractor. Sending you so much love. And CMYK is cyan, magenta, yellow, and key black. Meditation tonight, anyone? Thank you, Corey, for asking. How was the second meditation? A little bit more structure. Does it feel good? The cat Koji likes to sit inches from my face and stare at me. Is this concerning? Does it irritate you? Does it irritate you? Is the question. That's the real question. Because she might just be infatuated and in love with you. And you're like, can you stop? Can you stop staring in my face? Yes, it does. You see, I felt it. I felt it come. Yes, it does. And she's this love, right? How can you be irritated and lovingly? And I know you already are. You're still like gently moving her away, right? You're not being abusive to your cats. You're still loving them. So you're still doing it right. You're still doing the showing up through irritation. And maybe that's what animals are there to teach us, because they are so innocent. I feel that's the word. Corey, 10 your time. Second one seemed a bit better. People seem to enjoy it. I think it resonated with some people more than others, but hopefully everyone got something out of it. We always do. If we show up for an experience, I can promise you there will be an experience. If you show up in love, even more so. Thank you, Corey, for doing that, friend. Thank you for, creating that experience, for inviting our friends to experience that with you. One more time of showing this card, and then I'll read it for us. Card number 32. Graceful transitions. Magic and grace fills the moment just as dawn is breaking. So the whole cow story, where the whole irritation trip came from, was waking up this morning, meditating in a cow, losing its mind, right? And I was showing up for dawn. And there is, like, I don't know if they're shared as well, but there is this experience within dawn that eviscerates shadows, right? Where everything has this sense of lightness to it. Dim light, but there are no shadows. And it really is kind of trippy to me. Oh, dawn is breaking here. How about that, Javiv? So, and now, technically, right, on a metaphysical level, us being the same one consciousness, there is a transition happening where the sun is setting on my side of the world, and I'm going through the transition of going to bed. And you friends are embracing the world right now, being able to create this loving experience that we shared with others. I'll be on Mel's Discord in the voice chat. Susanna, thank you for letting her know where. I'm so happy that you asked. Okay, I'll check it, Corey. Please do, Keval. Okay, this is a time of transition, dark into light, as the world turns and displays a new day. Owl guards the sky as hawks patrol the day. Golden spirals form a dynamic five-flower, spinning the blossom of graceful transitions. Transition is afoot in your life. Each one of us is consciously shifting, expanding, and transforming. Change may seem so gradual that you hardly notice, or you may be poised in the moments between night and day, about to embark on major life transitions. Whether these transformations were brought about by circumstances or by your own intentions, you are required to expand your vision of what is possible and to embrace your desire for joy, growth, and freedom. Freedom, freedom to believe in ourselves and our friends. We were talking about freedom in this context of everybody is dealing with their own BS, their own irritation so much that you have freedom to deal with your own. The age in which we live spins so fast that sometimes it feels as if we are just beginning to understand how one event has touched us when another arrives without warning. Realize that even radical change does not have to be traumatic, Realize that even radical change does not have to be traumatic. We don't have to traumatize ourselves with the amount of stuff we expect of ourselves, right? So, yeah, I'm gonna do all of these things at the same time. Wrecked, burned, right? Melt yourself into oblivion. You can still do it. You can still do it. You can, but it doesn't have to be traumatic. How may you more gracefully accept and move through the events in your life? The irritation. How may the way you view change help your evolution to flower more gracefully? You're invited to view each transition you experience as another of life's adventures. Allow the owl and the hawks on the card to symbolize a knowing that you were guided and protected in your personal evolution. As you consciously move out of darkness into the morning light, let this card be a signpost of graceful transitions. Whew, this card is my life right now. I knew it. I was telling you, I was like, oh, we're all gonna trip out. This is gonna be a trip. Oh, melt yourself into the experience. Womp, womp. You cannot melt yourself out of it, so you might as well melt more. Joel is here too. So much love. Nothing today. New Year, Owl and Hawk. Literally, the transition. We might have had a little bit of a dark year. This is going to be a light one. Freedom is also a Braveheart reference. More. Melt yourself into experience. Thank you for streaming, Melt. And thank you, everyone in chat. It soothes my heart watching you all grow. Much love to you all. Much love to you, dear friend. I look forward to watching you grow as well. Just, keep showing up. Better keep showing up. Survive. Survive. This card is my life right now. Beautiful sharing today, Mel. Thank you. Love you, everyone. I'll post on Discord for tonight. Thank you. Moon into day. Night into light. Is that an egg? I thought that an inversion table might just help. Maybe it will. I don't know anything, especially not whether inversion tables are a good idea for scoliosis or not. But you might be able to find some information on the interwebs if you really look. I watch every day. I'm not saying that you don't. I'm just saying keep showing up for life, for the living, for love. You don't have to show up in this space. Just keep showing up every day, being like, yes, sure, all of these things that irritate me, but I love it. I love it. I love at least parts of it sometimes, and that's good enough. Okay. Miss Mouse must be enlightened by now. Completely. By now, she's been enlightened this whole time, dude. Why do you think she tunes in? I'm hungry. Go and eat something. I'm fasting, actually, as well, right now. So please, vicariously eat for me. Joy is ramen with omelette and with sauteed veggies. Sauteed. I know how to say the word. Saute. You saute onions and veggies together. Tripping myself out of other words. Yes, like this whole time. Yes, there you go. That is what I miss about being at my mom's. I have to make my own food. This sucks. I didn't sign up for this. How dareth thy mom birtheth me into existence? Where are my food cooking robots? Humanity and technology. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. We really don't like being irritated, huh? Like we'll do anything. I'd love to have a personal chef. You'll have one. You'll have one, Maxine. Probably sooner than you imagine, right? Normally, to have a personal chef, people would have to work for decades to amass massive wealth. You will have a personal chef probably within the next 10 years. At least rudimentary ones. Maybe even sooner than that for those. Yeah. The future is now, dear friend. You live in the future. How about it? How does it feel to live in the future? To be having a conversation with some dude in South Africa who's wearing a little wireless microphone that is transmitting to a receiver that is importing high definition audio into the back of his cell phone. All right. Oh, shiznit. Yo, that was. Oh, did that thing actually break? Yeah, it did. I'm gonna have to go digging in flesh to alleviate the thorn in it. Okay, I'm gonna go for a walk, smoke a little bit of this joint. Maybe we'll be mindful. Maybe the clouds could be something we share. How about that? I love to have a personal chef. You will. Everyone who just left, love to you too. Love to everyone. I'm gonna stay with you till the end today, Mel. Thank you, dear friend. These are the real moments, dude. Man, this thorn is so deep inside of my foot right now. I can see it. It's so big as well. You wanna see? I'll just show you the piece of it. Melt on the fasting train with me. Synchronicity. Let's see if I can get a little bit closer with the other lens. So that is where I stepped in it. You can see that black little line going into it. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go and unearth it. This tree dropping, we're cutting it bits by bits, but now we have to cut the supporting structures and it's going to have momentum. That's concerning. Yo, my foot is viscerally letting me know that I have made a grave error. It's like something's wrong. Something's wrong. Something. I know, foot. Thank you. Irritation. Yes, more. Thank you. Thank you. I just had to learn the lesson again because I forgot already. We talked this whole stream about this one lesson of like, be irritated lovingly. Man, the more we show up, the more we learn. I love cooking and despise washing dishes. Maybe you'll have a proper dishwasher bot or something. Cook alone. Maybe the bot can help you, with the cutting. Maybe you like that as well. Melt in the fasting train with me. Thank you again. Means I just need a well-stocked and clean kitchen. I can cook some mean food. There we go. Your personal chef could be Corey one day. Maybe Corey will be the main cook. Please eat for me too, Cable. There we go. Why are you guys starving yourselves? I'm not starving. I have fat to eat. All right. When you don't eat and when you eat excessively, your body just keeps that energy. And then when you don't eat, it's like, cool, guess I have all of this energy. I'll use it. And apparently, that's the real reason I do it. That is good for you, right? That process of autophagizing. That's probably the wrong way to say it. But eating dead, senescent cells, all of the stuff that builds up in your body, because you have a ceaseless and secure stream of food coming into your body doesn't have any restraints on resources on a cellular level. So it kind of like nilly-willy duplicates, right? Apparently, this is what the scientific data says. And then when you go into a fasting state, your cells have a little bit more of an incentive to be more energy wise. And it does so by also, instead of duplicating a lot of cells, it does a lot more of a slower, like your whole metabolism kind of like speeds up, but your ability to like age, like you have like growth hormone spikes and stuff like that as well, that like kind of rejuvenate your cells and eats all of the dead stuff, all of the accumulated, proteins as well. It eats the bad parts of your body first. That's the stuff it wants to eat first, because it's like, this does nothing other than take up space and kind of like causes me inflammation. So your body eats that first and then it starts eating fat. But your liver has to make the switch to start producing ketones, and that's the difficult part. But as soon as you are over the hump, it gets a little bit easier. And I know, Joy Vive, diabetic. I know. So I'm not suggesting that you should be doing it. I'm just, you asked, why are we starving? Fasting resets the body joy. It can be very healthy. Consult your healthcare provider, your doctor. I know nothing. I know nothing. Dude sitting on grass. Your body works just fine if you're healthy. It doesn't need to reset. This is true. Eat something delicious, Miss Mouse. Please do. Mashed potatoes are the best they can be, especially if you're hungry. Mm. Any food is good when you're hungry. I remembered not understanding that for a long part of my life, like telling myself that I don't eat beans. Maxine, how about that? And then I got hungry when I started working and I had beans in the house, and that's what I had to eat. Otherwise, I'd continue to be hungry. And I was like, no. And those beans were good. So good. Okay. Joy Viva's diabetic. That explains the projection. Yeah. Not eating isn't starving yourself. Okay. I'm not projecting. All I know is I've been doing it for 6 years, a little bit longer than 6 years. I've been doing either intermittent fasting or extended water fasting. The first fast I ever did, I did for a week. And that was when I was 18, turning 19. So it's been a while. And I'm still alive. I've done it multiple times. I've done probably in my fasting career like 3, maybe 4 total months of fasting throughout my life. My goal for this year is to do 10% of the year. And I know that sounds crazy, but that is just like 3 to 4 days out of every month. That's not too bad. I can do that. If any of you do not have food, please contact me. I will help you. Molly, thank you. Thank you dearly, friend. I really appreciate that. That is something some of our friends might take you up on. I really appreciate you being willing to help us. Your body needs fuel. It's true. I have some at least, right? Like I do. I really do. And fat is a really good fuel. It's like the best fuel. Like every I'm tripping out. Every gram, there we go, of carbs or protein has 4 calories. Every gram of fat has 9 calories. So that's where your body stores that, because it's the most efficient way to store as much energy as possible onto your frame. Like if we stored protein, imagine our body optimizes to store protein instead. So all of us, if you just eat excessively, you just get uber jacked. You're like muscle bound. Instead of being obese, you just get super Arnold Schwarzenegger times 5 muscle bound. Like you can't brush your teeth because your biceps won't allow you to get close to your face. You can't properly walk because your thighs are so large that would like explode the world if you flex them. What a trip that would be. And then the carbohydrate one, I feel like you would become a tree. Were you stored in LinkedIn or something? I'm tripping out. I'm sorry. Thank you for the 888. Abundance. We're abundant. We're so abundant, we get to choose not to eat food. True. There's a store fat for fuel. It comforts me greatly knowing there's enough for Amara. Her growing body needs it. Thank you, dear Shannon. Like, please do, feel free. Feel free to know that you are free and that you can manifest anything, right? And people have a weird understanding of what I mean when I say manifest. Manifest is anything you do in an action as well, right? If you talk, if you say words at someone and something happens as a result of that, that is manifestation, right? Not only is it crazy that you can do stuff, that you can pick up something and put it somewhere else, you can make sounds and someone else can pick something up and put it somewhere else. Magic. You are magical. Please remember. Please. Please. You are a magical being. Infinitely complex and perfectly divine. You are exactly the way you're supposed to be, and you get to continue choosing who that is. Right? That's the coolest part about it. That right now you get to change your beliefs. My parents will help me when it gets tough. Thank you, Miss Mouse. I'm also a part of a few social programs that help me out. Thank you, Susanna. Gosh, like the Hulk, like, exactly like the Hulk. Food costs have exploded. I'm happy to contribute to friends instead of buying more clothes that I don't need. Joy Vive, I see this. It almost looks like a Buddhist sand mural, like a four. Yeah, that's on power. Joy Vive, that's on power. Thank you for sharing that with me. Yes. Yeah. Do you need more clothing? Right? What's wrong with what's wrong with the clothing you have? I feel like there's a lot of nutritional starving that goes unaddressed. I agree exactly. Like people eat, but not things of real nutritional value. It leads to a lot of issues people don't realize. It leads to customers to the medical industry. You know, to be a little bit conspiracy theory about it. Like I saw a video today on Reddit of a 23, 24-year-old woman that moved out of her, parents' house and is buying herself groceries. And she doesn't put a one real food item in her, trolley. Pepe, liefie woefs, irritated. Pepe, liefie woeftertjies, wat blaaf jy voor? Waarvoor blaaf jy, liefie? Pepe. I tried. And you're right, dude. Like we can eat food. We can even pay a lot of money for the food we eat, and it can still not contain the nutritional value that we need, right? And it's a joke because you have to eat significantly less of something like vegetables in comparison to the other food you might be eating, and then you have to potentially pay more. So we're being negatively incentivized to do that. I can just eat glass like now. Exactly, Corey. So beautifully said. Don't eat glass, Susanna. Oshan, as I told you, things will get better. Heck, they already have in many ways. So proud of you. Thank you, Miss Molly. I meant grass, eat grass. It just starts eating glass. I mean, I melt more, right? So it would be pretty on brand. Weirdly enough, I do plan on one day getting myself like a little glass blowing set where I can like melt actual glass. And I'm like, yeah, that would be so on brand. Somewhere. I don't know if I'll be eating it, but I mean, it would be the forbidden candy, right? A soft, beautiful globule of molten glass. Mm. I'm sorry, that might have been triggering. It triggered me for a second. Like I experienced that pain in a different universe. Alsjeblieft, alsjeblieft, Yippee, alsjeblieft, alsjeblieft, no grass either. Susanna was remembering. So much love. I know they will, Molly. That's why I'm not worried about it. This isn't forever. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, friends. Honestly, glass blowing is cool AF. I want to do that. I want to create like little three-dimensional fractals of my moment as a crazy person melting actual glass in my hands and making. That's just so cool to me. I'm so happy I have my plucky son right now. Yo, that thorn straight up irritated me like a lot. Got so worked up for a second there. It's so funny. Oh. I'm curious to know what your friends think about the lack of a low pass filter right now. It's supposedly supposed to cut out like low hum type of background noise experiences, but I feel like the background noise experiences is what I want for you friends to have. Like that little bug. screaming its heart out. That frog making the plop sound. What do you think about that sound? That makes me really happy. I don't know why. I think it's because it's synchronized. I think there's a bunch of them making the sound at the same time. Okay, that one is a little bit less synchronized. Nature. Pippi is barking at absolutely nothing. Did you get that nothing, Jeff? Oh, you got that nothing, didn't you? Oh, that nothing got wrecked. Oh, you got that nothing. Ooh. I found a feather. You know, my favorite thing about picking up a feather? Find some of the little feather bits that I've separated. And then if your fingers texture and friction, you bring it together again. Bam, bing, bam, skip up, bow, skip up, bow, skip pew, swat, swim, bow. Look at the feather. You know what the crazy thing is? I found this out when I was like 9 years old. So they have like these small little interconnecting hairs, you know, that make it bond like that. Like the engineering, right? Making something like this a reality is so crazy. So complex. Right? Not only does it have like these individualized little lines, but it also has built into those lines these whole networks of hairs that get all tangled in each other. And that grows out of like a little pincher hole, like a hair, like a, and then crazy. Put it in your cap and call it a macaroni. How do you put something in your cap? Is it capped? Oh, goodness. Suddenly I was like, oh yeah, I'm crazy. Oh, I work with feather. Each one has its own healing power. Very cool. I'm happy that like you're here for me tripping out about feathers today. How about that for serendipity? Thank you, Miss Molly, for sharing that with me. Where you gonna make something with them, Susanna? That is weird. I was gonna pick up feathers on the way home today. That's even more synchronicity. Thank you for sharing that. I'm tripping out. Say, Mouse, I have a golden eagle feather that I was guided to, that I hold precious to me. Like, it really is a rare event, right? I mean, to find like a golden eagle feather. I think I found a dove feather. feels apt. Not a golden eagle feather quite, but thank you for sharing that with me. How big is it? That's the first thing my mind kind of goes to. How big is a golden eagle feather? I need to make feather butterflies for my exhibit. Feather butterflies. That sounds amazing, Susanna. I hope you share with us. Neato. Okay, that sounds beautiful, Susanna. It does. Thank you, friends, for joining me. You know, we can live up the illusion. Oh, Matt is totally gonna continue walking around like this all day. Hmm. You see, the thing that I'm thinking about is, will it irritate me? Will it irritate me? Is that why I want to take it out? Is it irritating me? I feel knowing about it is irritating me more than anything. Maybe I can trip myself out. I can leave it there, teach myself, let myself forget about it, and then see it later and be like, whoa, starts unfractaling, taking all of the memories away. I'll post them into Discord. Please do. Please, please do. Thank you for sharing with us this plan as well. It's almost 14 inches, Mel. Totally out of place for San Jose, California. I was walking my boss's dog who led me to it. 14 inches? That's a feather emoji. Yeah, that's a Megan. Reminds me of Rescuers Down Under. I love that movie. I don't think I've seen that one even. My first powwow, a golden eagle feather appeared. I still have it and use it. A red hawk feather was on my deck this past summer. I am blessed. All of us are, Miss Molly. And I feel your challenge is a direct reflection of your power, right? That you are not a victim. You're being guided. And we pulled the eagle and or hawk card, right? Feathers, the owl. And I found this random feather after we did that as well. So I'm tripping out about that, not fractal as well. We've got an antenna melt, pick up some vibes on channel 3. Channel 3 is looking at so imagine a garden, right? And it had these rounded bushes, and then it was a brick wall. But the person sitting and watching was sitting a little bit elevated, like on a balcony, so you could see his garden. And then outside of his garden was just this barren dust, kind of like a road, and then these dry ass, brown, unappealing looking buildings. Channel 3 was weird, yeah. Corey, I'm laughing. That just made me think of what Ramsey was talking about in this class last night. Are we being guided or just bouncing around in chaos? Both, probably. We are the infinity, so always both, all of the time. Joey, it's just about what you believe. 7 friends watching, 4 up dudes. How about that? Love you. Thank you for joining me today. I'll see you again tomorrow. Goodbye, everyone. Cheers.